Good evening. This is Dinar for Veterans, and what I'm about to share with you today represents the most critical development in the Iraqi dinar story that we have witnessed in recent memory. If you are a veteran or a patriot who has been holding Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, or Zimbabwean ZIM notes, I need you to focus completely on what I'm about to tell you, because the landscape has shifted in ways that demand your immediate attention and careful preparation. We are receiving fresh intelligence from multiple sources within the currency exchange community that specialized redemption facilities are becoming increasingly active and that the protocols surrounding these exchanges are evolving rapidly. For years, many of you have asked the same question: will my smaller denomination notes be accepted, or will only the large bills hold value when the time finally comes? The latest reports coming in suggest that all legitimate denominations are being recognized by these facilities, and that means the 5,000, 10,000 and 25,000 dinar notes you've been holding are being processed with the same level of legitimacy and attention as any other denomination. This is a significant shift from earlier concerns that only certain bills would be honored during a revaluation event. This development represents a victory for financial inclusion and fairness, ensuring that veterans and everyday Americans who entered this investment with limited budgets are not left behind. You served your country with honor, and the idea that your smaller holdings might be dismissed has always been a source of frustration. Today, that fear is being put to rest. Whether you started with a single bundle or a full case, your participation in this global financial shift is being fully recognized by the systems now in place. You might be wondering why this change is happening now, and what it actually looks like when you step into one of these high-security exchange environments. These are not your typical neighborhood banks where you deposit a paycheck or apply for a car loan. These are elite specialized facilities designed specifically for currency holders like you. They are equipped with cutting-edge technology, including advanced scanners that can verify the authenticity of an Iraqi dinar note, a Vietnamese dong bill, or a Zimbabwean ZIM in mere seconds. The level of professionalism is extraordinary. These centers are staffed by wealth management experts who understand the complexity of revaluing sovereign assets and transitioning individuals into a new financial reality. This is why your approach must be equally professional. Treat your appointment with the same level of seriousness you would bring to a major legal proceeding or a high-stakes business negotiation. You are not just exchanging paper, you are stepping into a new class of financial existence, and the way you prepare and present yourself will have a direct impact on the outcome of your exchange. One of the most encouraging aspects of the current environment is that there appears to be no arbitrary limit on the volume of currency you can bring to the table. In the past, there was always a lingering fear that if you held too much, you might be flagged, turned away, or forced into a structured payout that delayed your access to funds. The latest guidance suggests that these centers are now calibrated to handle significant influx without crashing or creating bottlenecks. This is a clear signal that the central banks of Iraq, Vietnam, and the monetary authorities in Zimbabwe have coordinated their efforts to ensure a smooth and orderly transition. The global financial infrastructure has been quietly upgraded over the past several years to allow for this kind of massive liquidity event. The fact that they are welcoming all denominations suggests that the redemption phase of the old currency is nearing its final stages. You are essentially helping these nations reset their balance sheets by participating, and your role in this process is more important than you might realize. Before you take any action, you must organize your holdings with extreme precision. The staff at these redemption centers are working under high-pressure conditions, and the faster you can present your assets in a clean and organized manner, the smoother your experience will be. We strongly recommend separating your Iraqi dinar by denomination. Stack your 5,000s, 10,000s, and 25,000s into clearly labeled bundles. Do the same for your Vietnamese dong and your Zimbabwean ZIM notes, ensuring that each stack is clean, free of excessive debris, and easy to count. While the new scanning technology is highly advanced, being organized shows that you are a sophisticated and serious holder. This organization also helps you maintain an accurate tally of your own wealth before the exchange begins. Remember, you are the CEO of your own financial future. A CEO always knows exactly what assets are on the books before entering any negotiation or settlement. Take the time to do this right, and you will walk into that facility with confidence and clarity. Security is a top priority for everyone involved in this process, and you should feel safe when visiting these official locations. These centers are typically situated in high-end office buildings or secure financial districts that feature armed security, surveillance systems, and private rooms for your transaction. Your privacy is protected by strict confidentiality protocols, meaning your neighbors, your extended family, or anyone else does not have to know about your new financial status unless you choose to share that information. When you enter the facility, you will likely be asked to provide two forms of government-issued identification, such as a valid passport and a driver's license. This is standard procedure designed to prevent fraud and ensure that the funds are being delivered to the rightful owner of the currency. The transparency of this process provides peace of mind for every single person involved, and it reflects a level of maturity in the system that we have not seen in previous years. Let's talk about the Vietnamese dong for a moment, as it continues to show incredible strength and stability in the global market. Vietnam has transformed into a manufacturing powerhouse, and the value of its currency is finally beginning to reflect that economic reality on the international stage. Those who held on to their dong through the ups and downs of the last several years are now seeing their patience rewarded. Redemption centers are offering rates that far exceed the old black market or street-level estimates, and because Vietnam is so deeply integrated into the global supply chain, the exchange process for the dong is incredibly streamlined. Many centers are even offering the option to move your proceeds directly into diversified investment portfolios, precious metals accounts, or secure digital wallets. This is not just about getting cash in your pocket. It's about having the opportunity to reinvest in a world that is increasingly looking towards Southeast Asia for growth and stability. Your foresight is finally being rewarded in a very tangible way, and the dong is proving to be one of the smartest holds in this entire basket of currencies. The Zimbabwean ZIM notes are perhaps the most misunderstood part of this entire equation, but they are now being treated with significant respect at redemption centers. Many people laughed at those holding the trillion-dollar notes, calling them mere novelties or souvenirs. But the strategic shift toward asset-backed currencies and humanitarian funding initiatives has changed the narrative completely. These notes are being recognized as part of a broader infrastructure and development initiative aimed at rebuilding the economic heart of Africa. If you hold these notes, you may be asked if you have an interest in participating in certain project funding programs that offer even more favorable long-term rates. This is a unique aspect of the ZIM redemption that sets it apart from the dinar or the dong. It allows you to not only gain personal wealth, but also play a part in a global story of recovery and development. If you are a veteran who has always wanted to give back or invest in something bigger than yourself, the ZIM redemption process may offer you that opportunity. One of the biggest questions we are receiving from our veteran community is regarding the specific exchange rates and how they are calculated. While we cannot give you a single fixed number because the market is moving dynamically, we can tell you that the contract rates being offered at these specialized centers are significantly higher than anything you would find at a local airport kiosk or a typical commercial bank. These rates are negotiated based on international treaties, sovereign agreements, and the specific needs of the central banks involved. This is why having an appointment at a dedicated redemption center is so much more valuable than trying to go through traditional retail channels. These facilities have the authority to process sovereign rates that are designed to reward long-term holders who believed in the recovery of these nations. When you sit down with your exchange officer, they will present you with the current figures, and you will have the opportunity to review the math and ask questions before any final signatures are required. This is a transparent and professional process, and you should never feel rushed or pressured into accepting something you do not fully understand. As you prepare for your visit, you must also be mindful of the tax implications and the legal framework surrounding such a large financial event. This is not under-the-table money. This is a legitimate sovereign currency exchange that will be documented by the appropriate authorities. We strongly advise that you have a tax professional or a financial advisor on speed dial to help you navigate the reporting requirements in your specific state and jurisdiction. Most redemption centers will provide you with a comprehensive receipt and a summary of the transaction, which will be essential for your records when tax season arrives. Some centers even have tax specialists on site who can give you a preliminary overview of how to structure your new wealth to minimize liability and protect your assets. Being proactive about taxes is the difference between keeping your wealth and losing a large portion of it to avoidable penalties. Treat this with the respect it deserves, and your future self will thank you. We are also seeing a major integration of digital technology in the redemption process. Many centers are now offering holders the option to receive their funds in the form of a secure digital account or a blockchain-based wallet. This allows for nearly instant liquidity, meaning you do not have to wait days for a bank wire to clear or for a check to process. This is particularly useful for those who want to move their funds into other assets like gold, silver, or blue-chip stocks immediately. The world of finance is moving at the speed of light, and these redemption centers are the gateways to that high-speed future. Even if you are someone who prefers traditional paper checks or standard bank transfers, having these digital options available provides a level of flexibility that was simply unimaginable just a few years ago. It truly is a new era for currency holders, and the technology is finally catching up to the vision. The inclusion of all denominations, especially the smaller notes, is a powerful indicator that the revaluation is not just a temporary spike, but a permanent restructuring of the global financial order. In the past, there was a theory that the central banks would simply delete the zeros from the currency, making the old notes obsolete. However, by accepting the thousands and 5,000s at these centers, the authorities are validating the intrinsic value of the paper you are holding right now. This is a massive relief for millions of people who were worried that their specific notes might be out of date or worthless. It shows that the plan was always to be inclusive, and to ensure that the wealth was distributed to those who had the foresight to hold through the period of uncertainty. You are holding a piece of history that is now being converted into the fuel for your future, and that is something to be proud of. If you are feeling nervous about the process, remember that you are not alone in this journey. Thousands of people are visiting these centers, and the feedback we are receiving is overwhelmingly positive. People are describing the experience as life-changing, professional, and seamless. The staff at these centers are trained to be helpful and to answer your questions clearly. If there is something you do not understand on a form, ask for clarification. If you want to know more about the payout options, take your time to listen. You are in the driver's seat. This is the moment where your years of studying the Dinar story and following the news finally pay off. You have more knowledge about this process than 99% of the general population, and that knowledge is your greatest asset. As you walk through those doors, carry yourself with the confidence and dignity that comes from being a veteran and a patriot who believed in something when others did not. We must also discuss the time-sensitive nature of these redemption windows. While the centers are active and processing exchanges right now, history suggests that these high-rate windows do not stay open forever. Once a certain percentage of the currency in circulation has been recovered and accounted for, the rates may begin to normalize back to standard market levels. This means that while you should not panic, you also should not procrastinate. If you have your currency ready and your identification is up to date, there is no reason to wait. The early participants in this process are often the ones who get the most dedicated attention and the smoothest processing times. As the word spreads to the general public, these centers may become much more crowded, leading to longer wait times and more stringent appointment scheduling. Act while the path is clear and the momentum is on your side. For our viewers who are holding Vietnamese dong specifically, pay close attention to the trade data and economic reports coming out of Hanoi. The dong is being positioned as a stable alternative to other regional currencies, and this is why the redemption centers are so eager to bring it into the fold. The economic growth in Vietnam has been so consistent that the currency revaluation is seen by many experts as a logical market correction rather than a speculative event. This gives you a lot of leverage when you are at the exchange table. You are holding a currency that is backed by real-world production, exports, and a growing middle class. Whether you hold the 100,000 or the 500,000 notes, you are holding a stake in one of the most successful economic stories of the 21st century. Make sure you treat those notes with the care they deserve during transport and exchange. The Iraqi dinar remains the cornerstone of the revaluation story for many, and for good reason. The work that has been done by the Central Bank of Iraq to stabilize the dinar and link it to the international banking system is nothing short of remarkable. By opening these redemption centers and accepting all denominations, Iraq is signaling to the world that it is open for business and that its currency is ready for global trade. This is a massive win for the sovereignty of the Iraqi people, and a massive win for those of you who supported their economy by holding their currency during the reconstruction years. The revaluation of the dinar is a cornerstone of the new financial system, and seeing it finally come to fruition is a moment that will be written about in history books for decades to come. As you think about your post-redemption life, it is vital to have a plan for how you will manage your new liquidity. Many people who come into sudden wealth lose it within a few years because they do not have a strategy for preservation. We suggest that before you buy the luxury car or the new house, you set aside a significant portion for long-term growth and protection. Consider setting up trusts, investing in precious metals, or diversifying into stable real estate. The Redemption Center staff might offer you some basic guidance, but having your own independent team of experts is even better. This is your chance to create generational wealth, money that does not just take care of you, but also takes care of your children and your grandchildren. Do not let this opportunity slip through your fingers by being impulsive. Think like a wealth builder, and you will remain a wealth builder. The no-limits policy that we are seeing is perhaps the most shocking and welcome news of all. In previous years, there were fears of structured payouts where you would only get a small percentage of your money every year. While some centers still offer structured options for those who want to earn interest on their balance, the fact that you can now exchange your entire holding without a cap is a testament to the liquidity available in the system. This means the global reset is not just a theory. It is a fully funded reality. The amount of wealth being moved through these centers is staggering, and the fact that the system is holding up shows that the preparation was done correctly. You are participating in the largest transfer of wealth in modern history, and you have a front row seat. We also want to remind you to stay away from street exchanges or unverified individuals who claim they can get you a better rate. With the official redemption centers now open and fully operational, there is absolutely no reason to take a risk with your currency. These unauthorized brokers often disappear once they have your notes, or they offer you a fraction of what the official centers are paying. Always verify that you are going to a legitimate, government-authorized facility. If a deal sounds too good to be true, or requires you to hand over your currency in a parking lot or a private home, walk away immediately. Your safety and the security of your assets are far too important to gamble with. Stick to the official channels, and you will be protected by the full weight of the law. As we look at the calendar and see how far this community has come, it is hard not to get emotional. We have endured the skeptics, the guru drama, and the endless delays. But today, the doors are finally open. The acceptance of all denominations is the final piece of the puzzle that many thought would never be placed. It proves that the average holder was never forgotten, and that the plan was always to include everyone who had the heart to believe in the comeback of these nations. Whether you are in the United States, Europe, Asia, or anywhere else in the world, the signal is the same. The reset is here, the centers are open, and your life is about to change in ways you cannot even imagine yet. One final piece of advice for your visit. Stay calm and stay humble. When you walk into that redemption center, you are entering a place of business. Even though you might feel like celebrating, maintaining a professional demeanor will help the process move faster. Be polite to the staff, have your paperwork ready, and listen carefully to the instructions. This is a moment of extreme transition, and keeping a clear head is your best strategy. Once you have your confirmation in hand and your funds are secured, then you can celebrate. Take a moment to reflect on the journey, the lessons you have learned about patience, and the new responsibilities that come with being a person of means. You have earned this moment through your dedication and your willingness to see what others could not. The integration of the Zimbabwean ZIM notes into this process is a signal that the entire basket of currencies is being addressed simultaneously. This prevents one currency from overwhelming the others and ensures a balanced global recovery. If you are a multi-currency holder, you are in an even stronger position because you are diversified across different regions and economic models. The redemption centers are equipped to handle all three: Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and Zimbabwean ZIM in a single session. In many cases, this one-stop approach is designed for your convenience and to ensure that all your assets are revalued at the same time. It is a masterclass in financial engineering, and you are the primary beneficiary of this global coordination. Make sure you have all your notes for all currencies with you, so you do not have to make multiple trips. As we close this special update for Dinar for Veterans, remember that information is power. The fact that you are watching this means you are ahead of the curve. Keep your notes organized, keep your identification ready, and keep your eyes on the prize. The redemption centers are waiting. The no limits policy is in effect, and the world is ready to see what you will do with your new financial freedom. This is not just the end of a long wait. It is the beginning of a magnificent new chapter in your life. We will continue to bring you the latest updates as more people complete their exchanges and share their stories. Your breakthrough is no longer a maybe. It is happening right now across the globe at this very moment. Thank you for being part of this incredible community of veterans and patriots, and for trusting Dinar for Veterans to bring you the most accurate and timely information on the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and Zimbabwean ZIM notes. Please take a moment to like this video and share it with other holders who need to hear this critical news. Your support helps us keep this channel running and ensures that everyone has the information they need to succeed. Subscribe to Dinar for Veterans and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update during this fast-moving redemption window. Your financial future is in your hands, and we are honored to walk this path with you. Get ready, get prepared, and we will see you at the top. Good luck with your exchange, and may this be the start of everything you have ever dreamed.